Sometimes I be wishing I could be in that room. Now people always say the fly on the wall when somebody violate Birdman and he was loyal to them. I wonder how he be feeling. Do he be feeling like, okay, it's street feelings involved, or like, man, you know what? I'm just through with this whole game. I'm sick of it now because now it's like a slap in my face.
Because we see it with a lot of old heads, like Master P is in the same boat where it's like he was so huge, and then at a certain point it just felt like he was maybe too far removed from the game to really be able to take somebody's career from 0 to 60. And then, you know, it's like, even when I remember when I interviewed Master P back in the day and I realized that like the streaming shit feels like small money to him compared to the CD sales. So for him, he almost feels like, and I don't know to what extent he was kind of capping and just saying this, but like he made it sound like he just wasn't even interested in really doing business in the music game until shit changed. And I was just like thinking like, shit ain't gonna change like that. Like if anything, shit's gonna get worse. Like, you know, like the money that is available from streaming is making a lot of people rich. It might not be CD money, but it's a good business to be in.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah.
But so how do you feel seeing like Rick Ross and Birdman going back and forth, and, you know, Rick Ross calling him broke and all this shit? That was kind of introduced a new narrative I hadn't really thought about.
Ticked off.
Yeah.
Didn't like it. Because like I said, back to this family here, and like I remember him backing Ross when they was attacking Ross early in his game, you know, early on in his career. So one thing we do know, no matter what people say about Birdman, he don't have this or he don't have that or he this and this, Birdman could still pick up that phone and make stuff happen. He'd improve over and over and over again. I got this star. He'd have made a lot of people millionaires. So just looking at that, I'd be like, man, there you go again, Stunner. Another one of your people that you brought in the game or you show love, you gave the game to. So sometimes I'm learning you can't get a game to everybody.
But it's also almost like there's in terms of like working with the young street artists, is almost like a age limit as the older dude. Like at a certain point, it's just going to become like much more difficult to be the guy managing that. Like a good example or a weird example is Gucci, because Gucci signed all these hot street artists, and quite often he picks the dudes that are like too street. They're like really having obs, getting in shootouts. You look at so many people like Fujiano, Pooh Shiesty, et cetera, who like, you know, he signs them and they just end up getting booked like within a year. And it's like, on one hand, it does make Gucci look kind of good that he's able to get these hot ass artists, but it's almost like he gets the artists that are hot, that are on too crazy as shit, that it's not even worth it.
Right, that's a fact. And it go back to you saying, the company you keep in, and a lot of artists that want to get into the CEO game, you still stuck in the hood, and you come from the hood or you rap the hood, so it's time to switch over and get you artists that you know are gonna stay out of trouble, because you invest in your money at this point. And that's what I was saying about artists, man. You got to babysit them artists, and in this day and time, you got to get an artist that's going to invest in himself or herself first. That way, you know they're gonna take the craft serious. That's what I like about my artists.
Yeah,
like
on that bullshit.
No, he laid back. He come from the bull crap, but he invested in himself, and he conducted him, because he been in gold, he been around, so he know what's at stake, and he got it right now, and he got a nice little buzz going.
But if Gucci had been all up in Pooh Shiesty's business, I feel like that would have had a shelf life too. Because like Pooh Shiesty probably just in a state of mind where he's not really trying to hear an OG tell him, you know, micromanages every move.
Yeah, of course, because, you know, I don't know Pooh Shiesty, but just hearing, you know, where he come from, a lot of them be feeling like, I got my own crew, my own homies, so we just do bidding, but don't tell me how to run my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I come from this, I come from seeing all this stuff, so who are you to tell me, you know what I'm saying, what to do? You know what I'm saying? I'm signing you, but I'm signing you for business. I ain't asked you for to be a mentor, a big homie for us how to run my street life.
Right.
And that's the problem, man. A lot of the artists come in, they bring that baggage. They bring that baggage to the business. I was a gangster, I run with gangsters, so I'm going to associate this with the music. And that's what kind of happened to Papoose. He was signed, they had a deal, but every time they go in the club, the gang fighting, they fighting. And the people, man, you met me, all right, we're gonna drop this. I got that from K. Slakers when me and K. Slakers used to talk when I was in prison. So I was like, man, he was telling, man, he used to go every time he go in the concert, they fight. Every time you go to book for something, you fight. So it get to a point where people like, man, you a fight risk.